So I did a bit of research, and it was really fascinating to see how animal therapy, or using animals for therapeutic use, can be traced back to ancient Greece.
Okay.
And with horses, actually, where basically they would use horses for like morale and spirit boosting for soldiers, and also to help them physically rehab, like on horseback for the injured ones. But obviously there's like recorded parts, early 1900s with the US military using therapeutic or dogs in therapeutic situations to help soldiers with like PTSD and all of that. So in terms of like the sort of in the therapy conversation, where do you see Dinky Ponies contributing to that? Like, where do you see that there's the most impact?
That's quite a hard one, because I always think, it's, I don't know, say the elderly, and then I'll go to a school and I think, actually, no, it's a really big impact. I think the elderly long for it the most. Like, they really enjoy having something to talk about, having something to focus on. I find quite a lot, I'll turn up and people's history will start coming out in their conversation, because they'll be used to be living on a farm, or they used to be a horse rider, and their stories and their memories suddenly sort of be revisited. And sometimes the staff will sort of say, I didn't know that about so and so. So I do really feel like we owe it to the elderly to, I don't know, just to sort of help them. And the amount of loneliness, depression, anxiety, all those sort of things in homes is really sad. And I don't know, when I go, the smiles on people's faces is really lovely. We have tears. It's quite hard to see sometimes. Sometimes they will get quite emotional. Most of the time it's happy tears. Well, they always say it's happy tears.
Like
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's just hard because you can see what their lives have been hard, and they just enjoy having that comfort, and even just the touch, of an animal. And there's quite a few people that will say, I've never stroked a pony before. Whether or not that's true, I don't know, but that's what they say. And you just think, my goodness, it's incredible what you can actually allow people to do. But I don't know. I think every facility needs, there's not really one area that I think impacts the most, because I just think, when I go to homes with people that have really severe difficulties, I went to one just recently where it was 5 middle-aged gentlemen who were all non-verbal, all in wheelchairs, couldn't really move. And we just placed their hands on the ponies for an hour, and you could see the smiles and you could see the light in their eyes. Just, you just thought, even if for that hour you've made it a happy time and a happy experience and something for them to enjoy, then that's all that really matters. But it is difficult. There are challenges, and there are, I come away thinking sometimes, I hope I've done enough.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, because the benefits are countless, and I guess no matter who you do see, from anxiety to depression, you were saying loneliness.
Yeah. Even having a topic of conversation. So even having something, because when my nan was in a home and you go and visit, there's only so much you can talk about, especially if they're suffering with dementia, or so actually even having a topic of conversation. So the staff will say, long after I've gone, oh my gosh, everyone was talking about the ponies all day, which is really lovely.
Yeah.
And then when we're there, we're talking about what they're wearing on. They have their little special shoes, and they have, like, sometimes haven't put a bridle on that's got little diamantes on and stuff. And it's just having a focal point and something to just talk about and to laugh about and to, have fun with. And I think in a lot of people's lives, they haven't got that interest. They haven't got something that they can, I don't know, how they can enjoy so much. So it's just lovely to be able to go in somewhere and create a bit of happiness and just come away thinking, that was good. Especially if they go and do something silly and then everyone laughs and then you think, oh my God, okay, they're laughing at us now, not with us. But, it's fine. It creates conversation and it creates communication and people to laugh and have a joke about. So
just having, I think, variety too, right, in the schedule. Because I think we hear also a little bit about the darker sides of, the elderly being put in homes where they don't get as many visits from their family members, and it's just about maintaining them rather than enriching them. Exactly. So having that additional thing to just perk up and look forward to.
And and it's when I walk around and when I return to the same homes and I see the pictures of the ponies on the residence walls, and that's really lovely. And I went to one, I've got a shiver, but I went to one. And their family did a little photo album for their Christmas, and in there were pictures of the ponies when they were with them, and I just thought, it's just a really nice thing because it obviously creates memories, and it's lovely when there are families that are actually there at the same time as the visits, because you get like little grandchildren or the great grandchildren with their grandparents, and there's something for them.
It's like an activity to do together.
Yeah, so it's really nice. But we went to one just recently. There was a bit of a muck up with communication, and I made a mistake on the timings. And so we actually turned up at the same time that the pianist was in, which was fine. And the home were brilliant. They said, no, we'll do it together. So in we went with the ponies, while the pianist was playing. And what happened was we had like a pony sing-along, so everyone was
so
singing,
cute.
and it was like, so there was two enrichments going on at the same time, which kind of combined, and the atmosphere was brilliant. It was so lovely, and you just think, actually, it just creates happiness, doesn't it? Anything that enjoyment for people is great, and that's what I think we need to do more of with the elderly. But yeah,
do you feel like it's an underserved group?
Oh, it's really hard. I don't know. I mean, I go to so many homes and they're all looked after so brilliantly. Like, I haven't come across a home that hasn't looked after them to a standard that I would think. They're all very different. I mean, I'm amazed how different the homes are. But I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? A lot of them have a very cruel disease, dementia, and it's very hard and frustrating and difficult. But I don't know. I don't know what the answer to that is, really.
But they get to have a nice moment when the ponies come visit.
Yeah, exactly.